Are robots going to take over my job? Now that's a question that lots of people are asking these days, and that's also the reason why I picked this book. For the second week of Technology Month, I picked Rise of the Robots, Technology and the Threat of a Jobless Future by Martin Ford. Now, robots taking over our jobs is a very, very legitimate threat, and there are a few industries where it is obvious. So I thought the first thing I would do is cover off all the obvious ones. If you're looking at manufacturing, at factory jobs, robots are going to take over those jobs. Anything that involves very manual labor and very low skill, they are going to do. Then there are other very big industries you might not have thought about. Things like fast food industry. Eventually, you're going to go order your burger at McDonald's from a robot. A robot in the back of the shop is going to prepare your burger and do it absolutely perfectly. It'll be much more hygienic. It's going to be a very, very low cost, and they might actually be able to use better produce to give you a better burger because of the savings on labor. The other thing you might not have thought about yet is retail. In shops, you're eventually going to have robots restocking shelves. You're going to have an app on your phone that can check whether they have your size in the store, and you can also ask it questions. So you're not going to have to chase down a store employee to ask them what they recommend or if they have your size. Everything's going to be an app and a robot stocking all of the shelves. But then we get to the things you might not have thought about. Now, white collar and information workers are also really threatened by robots, and algorithms and AI is going to take over a lot of jobs. A perfect example of this is Cyborg. This is actually an application that Facebook uses, and Cyborg can help one human being monitor 20,000 machines in Facebook's data centers. Perfect example of this is that Apple opened up a $1 billion data center in a small town in the US a little while ago. And the people in the town were really excited. They thought this would mean a lot of new jobs. But eventually only 50 jobs were created for this $1 billion data center. And that's because of apps like Cyborg. They can replace 1,000 employees and the work that they used to do. The other thing that you don't think about is the impact of offshoring. Offshoring combined with technology is really, really dangerous. At the moment, there are thousands of employees in China and India that want to do your job and probably can do your job, but there are two things standing in their way. The first thing is education, and the second one is language. But with things like online courses increasing in their value and also recognition, as well as live translation apps, both education and that language barrier is going to get taken away. So one of the things the author says is what you should do is you should ask yourself, can my job easily be offshored? Can someone in India do it if they just have the technology to help them? Because the most likely thing is that your job is first going to get offshored, and then after it's been offshored, then it's going to be mechanized and the machine is going to start doing all of your work. Now, all of this is really interesting, but what's the real impact for human beings? The first area of the impact is the positive side. Human beings are not going to be doing monotonous tasks. You're not going to be doing the stuff you hate doing every single day. And machines are also more accurate and more precise. If you think about this in terms of medicine, a machine is going to be able to look at all of your diagnostics, all of the tests that you've done, compare it against millions of other tests, and give you a diagnosis that is actually based on real evidence, not a human being just using their intuition. The second part is the scary part though. And that is that machines don't consume. The machine isn't going to go and buy Starbucks. It's not going to go buy Nike Tackies. And that's a big problem because the consumers are not going to have money either. Human beings are not going to have enough money to buy all the things that these machines are making. And that's going to be a very, very big issue for the economy because you need that consumerism for the economy to thrive. The question then becomes, what is the answer? How can you actually solve this problem? And what Martin Ford proposes in this book is a guaranteed minimum income. Giving all the humans a minimum income that they can survive on, something that can actually keep the economy going. Now, a minimum income has two sides to it. On the one side, you're always going to have people that use that income to buy drugs and sit at home and do nothing. But on the other side, you're going to have people who have a startup idea, somebody that wants to start their own business, but they have to still work and they don't have time to work on that. So the moment that person has that minimum income, they can follow their idea, they can do that startup and still have the basic needs met. They can still contribute to society. It might be an artist. That artist wants to pursue their career in art, but at the moment they're working in Starbucks for 10 hours every single day and they can't really follow their art. This is a very, very interesting problem. I think the main things that you can do is look at your job. Ask yourself, is my job very manual? Can someone else learn my job very easily by looking at everything that I've done in the past and repeating those steps in the future? If the answer is yes, your job is probably going to be taken over by a machine. You need to upskill yourself. You need to find ways to differentiate yourself from a machine. Machines can't do judgment. You have to put yourself in jobs that really require judgment that a machine can't do. I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please like it and share it so that your friends can see it. And I'll see you guys next week with the following book.